Raw scores, four scores basic. Living in the pause to be caught by the bailiffs. Strained living in the laws of the matrix, sorcery payslips. Stay bedded with the orally praised strips. Salute the youths in the back. Slack in the whack, never go back.
Gonna be trying to do this episode 3 today of the challenge career. Alright, looks like we're heading to the Circuit of the Americas in Austin. Let's jump right in and see what damage we can do here on the track. Yeah, I gotta finish up day 3 or episode 3 of the challenge. So I don't know, with the Spanish GP coming up this weekend, I was planning on going through that later today. Did you play any of the other tracks on the game yet? Alright, let's go to race weekend. How far did you get in that single player career? I haven't tried the Breaking Point yet. I hear that's pretty good. I think this is the last year on the games, though, they're bringing that into. Alright, let's check out our messages here. Looks like pretty dry conditions. And it looks like we still gotta achieve 93 to win. So, same as yesterday. The weight reduction there. Alright, let's jump into the first practice round. Yeah, I checked out the
COTA awaits us here
preview
today for free practice. The
for the
passionate US
Formula One
crowds are
movie
gathering,
on
so
through the
too are the
game
drivers and teams
yesterday
ready
too.
to get some all-important data
The
ahead
movie
of
actually
race
looks
day.
pretty good. I don't know, you never know sometimes with Hollywood if you know, they're gonna get the right cast and the right people or whatever. Like Ford versus Ferrari, I thought
Right, let's have a quick
they
radio
did pretty
check,
good on
please.
that one.
Radio check.
Radio check.
Right.
They told you about the new parts that have come in from the factory, right? Well, they're all fitted and good to go. I hope they do the trick.
Right. So increase downforce. Alright, let's jump into it. Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know the same director was doing that for from Top Gun. I think they're actually coming out with a Top Gun 3. I saw. I think they already have a trailer out for it too. I wasn't sure how that was gonna work though. I think The Rock's in that one potentially. I don't know, once Goose passed away in real life, I was like, how are they gonna make a third one? Yeah, I've actually been to this race twice in Austin, Texas. Always a blast there on race weekend, and I don't know, ever since they brought it to Texas, everybody's out there the whole weekend. They also have the motorcycle racing, and you can actually get track time on the course with your own car if you'd like. Not too bad. Couple turns wasn't doing too well on. See if I can shave off a couple seconds here. Oh, 140. Not bad. Yeah, that'll be interesting with Cadillac. I don't know, they've always had really good, I don't know, they had the Corvette engine and like the Z01, or the, what are you gonna call that, the CSV, the B series caddies. One of my buddies just actually got traded in his Tesla for a new Cadillac. And he had the performance package on his Tesla, so he's pretty happy with Cadillac. Alright, I think we're getting close to just jumping into the qualifying. See how we do on that. Little double shift there. Alright, 140. Not too bad. I'm going to go back to the garage. Let's just jump right into the qualifying. Huh. I didn't know that about Daniel. Ooh, a little rain there.
And that's it. Practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
All right, 140.055. It's not too bad. Have you raced on this one yet? On the Austin track, Circuit of the Americas? Yeah. I know in the last several years they've been making a lot of changes on the car regulations, just regulations in general too. Oh, you've been busy on the game then.
It's a United States love affair.
How many hours you put into it already?
What a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Yeah, that's a tough one on Monaco. All the all the curves and things like that. That's a really challenging course. We'll just stay with this. Let's go to the track. Alright, here we go, qualifying. Circuit of the Americas. see if I can beat that 140.055 on my lap time. Even the glare from the sun on this, on F125, seems way, way better. Definitely doesn't hurt to have that NVIDIA 5090. It's like so realistic.
Excellent lap. We're all very, very pleased with that one. Nice
Oh
work.
wow, 12.9 hours in it?
With qualifying wrapped
I don't know
up
if
now,
I've
we have
put
our
that
grid
many
lineup
hours
for the
into
big
it.
race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be
Right,
a
looks like I
fantastic
shaved
race.
off almost 4 seconds there. 136. Oh dang. You got a hold of those stats real quick, didn't you? Yeah, not as many as I think I've put in lately on Ghost Recon Breakpoint after all the patches and whatnot that they put on into that. Yeah. All right, 99th still. At least I'm below 100th. I'm sub 100 after yesterday, I think. After day 1, going into day 2 or episode 2. I got up to like 120th or 140th, I think. Alright, let's see what messages we got here. Alright. Let's see if we can do our best. Always try to. They might need to upgrade some of the servers for this thing. Sometimes the online services take a while.
Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, where 20 corners and speeds of up to 200 miles per hour await us on this magnificent racetrack. It's 60% full throttle with plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. What a race we have in store today. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Considering the rest of the grid,
Wow.
we
8
have
seconds.
Verstappen, Piastri, and alongside me, bringing glamour and expertise to our commentary today, Naomi Schiff. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say, they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yes, for sure. It is never nice to be on the receiving end of that teammate battle, to be the one not winning. But for the driver who is on the upper hand, it's a real confidence boost because, as you know, the first job in Formula One is to beat your teammate. It is a team sport, but at the end of the day, that's the only driver on the grid that's got equal equipment to you. So it's the best indication of how you're doing. So for them, it's going to be a real confidence boost.
Okay, give me a quick radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
All right, here we go. Slid a little bit on that one. See what I can finish this lap in.
We can now use
All right,
DRS.
138.
DRS now available.
Still about 2 seconds slower though. Cut that one a little too wide. Yeah, I think it's the last episode. I would imagine on release day, though, when the movie and the game get released on the 30th, they're going to release more episodes, probably. That way you'll have all the people that didn't get the Iconic Edition with the 3-day early access. They'll be playing these, first 3 episodes, and then probably able to compete against everybody else then in whatever new episodes they create.
No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving.
Yeah, the tires are a little slick though.
Okay, Lewis. Right, we've got some clear track in front of us, so let's make best use of it and make the next lap a quick one. You got this.
Okay, mate, okay.
See if we can hit that 130, 147. Oh, that's easy.
Oh, mate, you made that look easy.
Ah, 138.
Nice work. That's why I love working
Not
with
too
you.
bad.
Smashed it.
Keep double shifting. Coming up on the final lap. Slid a little bit on that one. I have to swap out these tires. Little improvement on the lap time, I think, on this one. Nothing like finishing the race strong. Hopefully.
Checkered
All right.
flag.
Yes! Yes! We've done it! You are the world champion! Oh, what a win! What a season! We are going to celebrate hard tonight, my friends. Bring the car home. Nice one.
And with that, another year of Formula One draws to a close and a new World Drivers' Champion is declared. Another entry added to that prestigious list of the sport's most incredible drivers. And extending his already record-breaking winning record, it's Lewis Hamilton to the line for victory.
Great work, lads. Great work. What a result for the team. So happy for you all and so grateful to you all. Let's keep pushing. This is super positive.
Good job.
All right, still two more tracks to do.
It's time
Yeah.
for our podium celebrations. And as ever in Formula One, 3 is the magic number.
Still two more races
Back
and all
on
that
the
to go,
top
so
spots that he's taken so
celebrating
often
a
in the
little too
past.
early maybe.
So well done to Lewis Hamilton. Well, that was certainly an exciting weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for more exciting Formula One action very soon.
Right. Win the Drivers' Cup. Alright, we're beating the rival still. Ooh. Almost a 93. Yeah, still world champ. Just got a Steam thing too. First of many in the MVP achievement. Alright, Mexico. Have you done this one yet? Mexico City? Alright, let's jump in, or let's check messages first. Development's completed. Dry conditions. Alright, champ. Yeah, I don't know if I've done this one.
It may
on,
only be
on
Friday,
F1
but the
25.
carnival atmosphere has begun. We're here in Mexico, ready for free practice.
I may have like 13 hours into it, but I don't think I've tried this one or several of them. I think that's because starting off with the F2 career first.
Radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Yeah, there's a couple short turns or tight turns there.
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have some new parts on the car, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Okay. So let's head over to the track. Nice straightaways, though. 129.098. .123, 237. Not too bad. Those corners, though, they give you a couple opportunities to shave a fraction of a second off, though. A couple of these corners do. A little too wide on that one. Alright, 121, 394. I think I'm good after that. How many times have you raced on this one? Switch back over. We'll just go straight to qualifying.
Sadly, it's time to say goodbye as free practice is over. How What an atmosphere we've got. The fans have been here since dawn, and the stadium, the Faro Sol, is absolutely heaving. We're about to get set to set the grid for tomorrow's Grand Prix. It's qualifying day here in Mexico City.
Those. Let's go to the track. Qualifying here in Mexico City.
Fantastic,
All
you've
right.
got pole position. Woo-hoo.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started.
118.
Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
All right, we hit 93 rating. All right, let's do the 5 laps, see what we can come out with.
Back in the 60s, Mexico City would host the season-ending race, a party of motor racing. Well, we might not host the finale now, but Mexico hosts a party nonetheless. So welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexico City Grand Prix. We're a long way above
Yeah,
sea
they
level
are.
here in Mexico today, which could pose some cooling
that's
issues
I have
for
a
the
10
cars
gig
as they make their
network,
way
too.
around this 2.6 mile lap.
End to end.
17
My,
corners with top speeds in excess of
PC has
220
10
miles
gig,
per hour. And
switch,
watch out for potential overtaking into
firewall,
turns 1
router.
and 4. So with the
So-
race not far away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like.
I
An
know
immense
it's
lap
not on
from
my
Lewis
end.
Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position. Edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from... Well, it's been a long time since I last worked with you. Good to see you again today. Anthony Davidson. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yeah, they have. And it's, rule number 1, beat your teammate. They're the one that share the same equipment as you. And yes, the cars can vary in setup from race to race and depending on who has which style. But essentially, they're your barometer, the yardstick. If you can beat them, that's the first job you have to do. And it looks like it's going their way, doesn't it? And they need to carry on this momentum, this energy through the rest of the season.
Okay, mate, radio check, please, radio check.
Radio check.
All right, here we go.
Okay, we're monitoring some wear on the internal combustion engine. Be aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Oh no, not a loss of power.
DRS now enables. DRS enabled.
Not 118, but I'll take it. I didn't have a great start at the starting line.
Great
All right.
work. That's a new fastest lap
Second
of the
off.
race. Okay, Lewis, we're seeing a lot of tyre wear at the moment. Please try and look after them. Yep. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now. Everything's looking good. That was the
All right.
fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done.
Another fraction of a second cut off there. See if I can get down to 118.
Okay, mate, I'm afraid we didn't quite get what we needed there, but let's not worry about it. Get your head down now, chin up, and let's focus right until the checkered flag. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race. Final lap.
All right, final lap. Here we go. Mexico City. Cut that one pretty short. Surprised I didn't get a penalty for that one.
checkered flag.
I need a cold drink, mate.
He needs a cold drink.
And Lewis Hamilton takes the checkered flag and once again wins.
A great display of dominance today, Crofty, by this driver. They led from lights out to the flag at the end, led every lap of the race. Brilliant stuff by them, and excited to see what more they can do in future races.
There's room for 3 on their podium, but only ever 1 right at the top. Let the celebrations begin. It's a familiar sight in Formula One, and here it is once again. Lewis Hamilton, with the trophy held high, celebrating a masterful victory.
Yeah, last night I was checking out the trophies that you can claim or whatever. If you go to your messages after you complete some of these tracks on the challenge career, you can add it to your license. So anybody that, you know, looks at your license or whatever, they'll see all the trophies that you won. I think I'd add some experience points and other things as well too.
And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport action. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Close to third of the way to 94. All right, 90th global position. Let's see if we can improve that going into the third track of episode 3. Brazil. Specialist unavailable. So 64 more laps on that. round 9 of 9. Let's hope I don't blow an engine on this last last race. Turbo durability. So I got that for durability. Jump into the first practice here.
Hello everyone and a very warm welcome to a much loved old school circuit. It's
Sao
Interlagos.
Paulo.
It's practice time. We're here in Brazil. Great to have you with us.
Have you raced on this one yet? Sao Paulo?
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
I've had a chat with the R&D team about the new parts, and we're happy that they've been integrated into the car okay. With any luck, you'll be able to feel the improvement, so go and give them a try.
Alright, let's head to the track. Flying lap. Wow, this is a fast one. Curves are pretty tricky, but he can really pick up some speed on this track. Not gonna win a race like that. Still a little down from my previous lap time though, even with any mistakes. I think I'm ready for qualifying. I'm gonna go back to the garage and see what I can do here. 113. Time to beat. Just let that go.
Car repairs have set us back a little.
Just gotta not play bumper cars with the other drivers. Okay, let's go over to qualifying.
What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
Still at 93 rating.
It's a Saturday showdown. Anyone fancy some hot laps around Interlagos? It's qualifying day here for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix.
Sao Paulo qualifying. Right.
Okay, good job, mate. Really, really well done. That was a fantastic drive. Bring it home.
Super happy with that, mate.
With qualifying complete, all that
110.
remains now is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
A little over halfway to 94. 85th global position. Alright. See what messages we got here. Definitely have to stay hydrated in places like Brazil or Texas and Arizona. Alright, let's go. 5 more laps to finish episode 3, round 9 of 9.
Welcome along then to where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the very final corner. And just 1 year later, Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's time then for the Sao Paulo Grand Prix. Interlagos, always a very special race here in Brazil. It's a 2.7-mile circuit with 9 lefts and 6 rights for a total of 15 corners. The fastest lap today should have an average speed of around 135 miles per hour, if, of course, the weather stays dry until the end of the Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Look, and alongside me in the commentary box, my old friend, Anthony Davidson. Let's look at their season, and particularly against their teammate. Fair to say, they've got the better of them more often than not.
Yeah, they have, and it's, you know, rule number 1, beat your teammate. They're the one that share the same equipment as you, and yes, the cars can vary in setup from race to race and depending on who has which style, but essentially they're your barometer, the yardstick. If you can beat them, that's the first job you have to do. And it looks like it's going their way, doesn't it? And they need to carry on this momentum, this energy through the rest of the season.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, so I know we've already won the championship, and it's amazing, but it's not time to switch off yet. We can relax in this race, but I want you to enjoy it. I also want a strong result.
I always have to finish strong. Let's do this. Much, much better than Mexico. Gotta keep the steering a little tight on some of these turns. Can't be going too wide on them like I was in the practice. There we go, much better than practice.
Okay, DRS is now available.
116. That is not bad. That's 2 seconds faster than practice. See if I can shave it down though. Another second. Three more laps. One.
Good
Wow.
job. That was the
Wow.
fastest lap of the race so far.
This is a fast,
Okay,
fast
Lewis,
track.
we're seeing a lot of tyre wear in the data. Please focus on looking after your tyres.
Thanks, mate.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Alright, we're still looking good on the tires. It's only 5 laps, I would hope. I think I might have been able to shave off a fraction of a second there, maybe.
Okay, unlucky, mate. That wasn't quite what we needed, but let's not worry about it. Get your head down and chin up. There's a long way to go.
All right, coming up on the final lap. 1:12.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap of the race.
Final lap. Let's go.
Gap to your teammate behind, 26.0 seconds.
26.6 seconds. Are they even racing on the same track? All right, here we go. Coming up on the finish. Checkered flag.
Checkered flag.
Woo! Great job, guys. That's an incredible result for the team. Just shows all the hard
Incredible
work.
result.
Let's keep pushing. Thanks for the hard, long year. We're really proud of you all. Thank you so much for continuing to push.
And as we've said so many times in the past, the checkered flag is out for our winner, Lewis Hamilton.
They've won the championship, and now they sign off in style as winning the last race of the season as well. Brilliant stuff by this driver today, and you carry that momentum through to next year as well, of course. So it's for all now to try and stop what they've created.
Only 3 can take to the podium, and here they come. And back on the top spots that he's taken so often in the past. So well done to Lewis Hamilton. So that celebrates the end of the season, but I know a lot of you will be very sad out there thinking, what are you going to do without Formula One? Don't worry, folks, it'll be back before you know it. We'll see you next year.
All right, let's see what I finally ended up with here for the global rank. Ooh, not quite 94. $50-50. Oh. Alright, got another perk. 46th. That is pretty good. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, so that's completed. I think if I go back to my messages there, I should have some trophies to add. Career Championship. Sao Paulo. We'll claim that one too. Gotta get that XP up. Mexico City. And Austin. I'm gonna replace that with this one. Confirm that. Alright, there we go. Well, thanks to everybody that joined us today to finish up that challenge career. If you'd like to follow the channel, we'll be streaming a variety of different games, and any subscriptions and things like that will all proceeds will be going to nonprofit organizations to help support them and support good causes. Appreciate everybody tuning in.